Welcome back to 101 Sports Webcast. I'm now joined by MLB experts Ellie Whittington and Michael Mullen to talk some baseball. So guys, as you know, the playoffs are coming up really soon, but there are those teams that aren't going to make it to October. So they have to build on what they got for this season and hopefully get ready for the next one. So we have a couple of players on here who have breakout seasons, and we're going to play a game called Boom or Bust. You're going to tell me if these players are going to have a boom or bust following this season. Let's start off with Michael Brantley from Cleveland. Doing pretty well, 325 average. What do you think about him, boom or bust?
I think Brantley is definitely a boom. His stats are very impressive. He has had at least one hit in 22 out of the last 23 games. He's had very impressive performances against high-ranked teams such as the Orioles, and I just think that going into next season, he will definitely be a boom.
Okay. I'm going to disagree with you there. I think that Michael Brantley is a bust. He has been a very streaky player throughout his career, and his 325 average, I don't think he can maintain it.
Well, he's had some issues like a minor leg injury, a concussion, but still has performed very well.
This is clearly the best season of his career. He has 6.7 wins above replacement, and I know that he can be a contributor, but I don't see him being the star.
But he has 20 home runs, 95 RBIs, and 22 stolen bases.
I mean, I got to agree with Ellie on this one. I mean, I think the potential is there. 325 average leads a team. I think the power is coming there. He's been improving every season. So let's go to the mound this time and go to Jake Arrieta of the Chicago Cubs. Doing pretty well, 2.65 ERA. What do you think, boom or bust?
Arrieta, I'm going to say, is a potential boom. He has been pitching very well. He's come close to a no-hitter not once but twice this year. And he's coming around finally after being in the Orioles organization, top 100 prospect for a couple of years. And now that he's in the National League, easier hitters. And I think he's a boom.
Ellie, what do you think?
I think Arrieta is a bust. He was a bust for Baltimore. He changed his career around for the Cubs, but still he's a bust. He has not been as dominant in the past few weeks, and that's very evident in his 3.4 record, 3.67 ERA, and 8.3 strikeouts per 9 innings in the last few weeks, which shows he's lacking from his breakout in June.
I think the 3.4 record has something to do with the fact that he plays for the Cubs. There's no offensive support. I just don't think that he can maintain his ERA throughout the next years with the Cubs.
I mean, I kind of got to agree with you like this one because he's been doing pretty well in the NL. I feel like if he does get traded back to the AL, we may see those bust numbers, so who knows. So let's go back to the hitting deck, and we see a really good dual threat catcher in Devin Mesoraco from Cincinnati. What do you think, Ellie? Is he a boom or a bust?
I think Mesoraco is waiting for his boom. He doesn't have outstanding stats, but they look very promising. He's a decent hitter with a 2.78 batting average and 24 home runs for the season. He's been a prominent player for the Reds, and I think that can only increase.
Okay. What do you think?
I think that Mesoraco is a boom. I think that maybe his numbers aren't as good as they could be. He's under 280 at the average, which isn't that great. But I think that it is something that he can go with every year. Hit 280. His plate discipline has been really good. And I think that he's a boom. But
I would also think that he would do better somewhere outside of Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I think he's coming up. That 278 average, the 24 home runs. I think he's going to get up there, be a really good catcher. Last but not least, we have Dallas Keuchel from the Houston Astros. Doing pretty well, ERA under 3. 5 complete games, Michael. What do you think, boom or bust?
I think Keuchel is a definite boom. He keeps the ball down and a lot of breaking pitches. Some of the young pitchers we see come up, they throw fast and the fastball fades eventually. I think he's around to stay, and I think that he can do a lot of good for the Astros organization with Springer and Altuve and a bunch of studs coming up. So I think he's a boom.
Okay, cool. What do you think?
I would definitely agree. Keuchel has done great so far. He has a 2.93 ERA, which is a very impressive stat. I think that it'll be doing better if when the younger talent comes up to the majors, and then he can put the Astros into a contender for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. He's really coming up, really helping out a franchise that's quite frankly been struggling, but he's been that lone bright spot. So that's all the time that we have for this blog. But up next, Connor's going to come back and tee up some questions for our golf experts about the upcoming Ryder Cup. Stick around as 101 Sports Webcast continue.